You cannot even show me one Bitcoin?
Gentlemen, this is...
What's up everyone, it's Adam from FWCI, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to start off with the reaction to the Falcon and Winter Soldier pitch meeting, because the pitch meeting videos do great. You guys seem to love them, so I'll definitely bring more of these to you. But after the pitch meeting, I'm going to do my own review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. So it's going to be my kind of double feature. It'll be the pitch meeting reaction, then my review. So if you want to stick around for the review, that'd be awesome. But let's have a look at the pitch meeting for the Falcon and Winter Soldier from Screen Rant. Ryan is fucking hilarious. I love his shit. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's do it. Spoilers, yeah.
So, you have a new Marvel show for me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I do. It's gonna be called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay. What characters is it gonna follow? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That explains the title. Great work so far. Yeah, and so Sam is struggling with the fact that Steve Rogers left him the shield, right? So he gives it to a museum. Oh, okay. And Bucky's dealing with some government-mandated therapy and hanging out with his buddy, this really old guy, Yuri Nakajima. Oh, that's cute. Whose son he murdered. Oh my god. Yeah, well, he did it while he was brainwashed, and he's kind of building up the courage to tell Yuri about it as part of his recovery. So he's like trying to get over having been the Winter Soldier. Exactly. And so then the government names this guy John Walker as the new Captain America.
So far, it must be a good show, because so far they're pretty much just recapping what has happened. There's no real jokes or anything just yet, but let's keep it going.
Oh, I hate this guy already. Actually doesn't seem like such a bad guy. Oh, but he's such a bad guy. Okay. But he's not that bad eventually, kinda. But not great. Oh, I don't know how to feel about this guy, but I'm captivated. Anyway, so then we're gonna find out about this terrorist organization called the Flag Smashers. And what's their deal? Well, they want the world to go back to the way it was before everyone was snapped back, because everything's all messed up now. Messed up how? Well, this organization called the Global Repatriation Council are trying to get things back the way they were before the blip, because now people are living in each other's houses, there are refugees, it's a mess. And so what's their plan? Oh, well, about 20 of them have taken super soldier serum, and their plan is to get out there and go get it done. What? They're gonna head out there, go get it all taken care of. I don't get what? Listen, sir, they have a vague plan, probably. I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about what it is exactly. Oh, okay, let me get off of that thing. Anyway, so their leader's this surprisingly young lady, Carly Morgenthau, and she wears a mask and she's like mean, but you kinda get where she's coming from. It's just that her methods are questionable. Oh, sounds a lot like that Enfys Nest character from Solo: A Star Wars Story. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Well, we'll make sure to make it different enough. Okay, good. Who should we get to play her? How about that Enfys Nest actress from Solo: A Star Wars Story? Oh yeah, she's great. Good call. Great. So what's her deal? Why does everybody look up to her? Well, because she keeps saying things like, our movement is strong. Okay. It's time to make ourselves heard. All right. Is she like super charismatic or something? No, she just quietly says vague things, and everyone's really into that, apparently. Well, okay then. So what else is going on in the show? Oh, well, we're gonna tackle some...
Yeah, I understand. There's a lot about the Flag Smashers and Carly that they didn't really explain, but there was a lot of rewrites. There was apparently a pandemic storyline that was in this that they had to basically get out of the show and fill in other stuff, I guess. So, yeah, maybe there was some explanations for some of that.
Really important topics like racism in America. Oh, we are. Yeah, we're gonna have this whole storyline with this old African-American super soldier, Isaiah Bradley, that the government did tests on. Really heavy stuff. Well, yeah, important stuff to tackle for sure. Yeah, also Baron Zemo's gonna do a little dance. What? Well, we gotta balance out some of the heavier stuff with some lighter stuff, so Baron Zemo's gonna hit the dance floor. Okay, what's Zemo doing in the show anyway? Well, Bucky and Sam realize they need his help, so they break him out of jail, and he's much sassier now. Well, great. Yeah, so they head to this city called Madripoor, because they want to find out where the super soldier serum's being made. Right. And while they're there, they're gonna meet Sharon Carter. She's from the movies. She is, and there's this mysterious person in Madripoor called the Power Broker, and we don't know who it is. Is it Mephisto? What? No. Sorry, I'm still a little riled up from the WandaVision pitch. No, this Power...
I want Mephisto so bad, or... if you are a fan of New Rock Stars, I'm on the Zola train. Zola, Zola. Zola. Bring back Zola.
Broker person seems to be a very influential person in Madripoor. They're pulling a bunch of strings. They have crazy access to stuff. Okay. Anyway, so Sharon Carter seems to be a pretty influential person in Madripoor. She's pulling a bunch of strings. She has crazy access to stuff. Oh, so Sharon is the power broker. What? No. I feel like with the clues you've laid out, though, it's not. Nobody knows who the power broker is. I feel like it's pretty obviously her, though. Also, Zemo's gonna put on his purple mask from the comics. Oh, why does he put that on? Because it's gonna look good in the trailers. Can't argue with that. Yeah. And so the Flag Smashers, they start doing really intense stuff, like they bomb this GRC headquarters place, kill a bunch of innocent people. Oh. Carly straight up calls Sam's sister and threatens his nephews. So she's like full on evil. No, actually, we're gonna act like she's misunderstood. I don't know, seems pretty intense. Yeah, we're gonna act like she's misunderstood. If you say so. So eventually...
Yeah, when she called Sam's sister and was like making those veiled threats, I was like, whoa, this is getting a bit out of hand now.
I don't know, seems pretty intense. Yeah, we're gonna act like she's misunderstood. If you say so. So eventually her and the Flag Smashers are gonna fight against Walker and his partner Lamar, and we're gonna see that Walker's taken some super soldier serum. Oh, he has? Yeah, and one of Carly's people is holding Walker because their plan is to stab him to death because he's a symbol, but then Carly accidentally kills Lamar. Oh no. Yeah, so then Walker runs over to Lamar and the Flag Smashers, they all run away. Well, why don't they finish the job and kill Walker like they were trying to do? Well, because this part of the scene is over, so they scatter. Oh, okay. And then Walker gets all mad and he kills that guy that was holding him so Carly could stab his heart. Okay, seems pretty reasonable. It's not actually, because the bad guy was down and a bunch of people were watching. Right, yeah, no, killing is bad, but Bucky and Sam have killed bad guys too, right? Oh no, they do for sure, but this guy was down and he was like, please don't kill me, so it's different. Maybe some of the people Bucky and Sam killed would have said that too if they hadn't died so quickly. I guess we'll never know. Because they died. Because they died, yeah. So then Walker gets fired as Captain America and he starts to make his own shield. Oh, I bet that's gonna come into play later. Yeah, no, not really though. It gets smashed immediately when he starts fighting with it. Right, that wasn't vibranium. I guess that makes sense. It's just kind of a metal circle, really, but we're gonna hype it up in a post-credit scene. Sure, why not? So Sam is gonna start training with the real shield, you know, how to lodge it into things, how to make it bounce and come back. Yeah, how does the shield work exactly? Well, it works however I need it to in whatever action bit I'm writing. Okay, great, that makes sense. So anyway, by the finale, the Flag Smashers are gonna have a pretty clear objective. Oh, they are? Yeah, they're gonna kidnap a bunch of GRC senators so they can't pass a resettlement vote. And so Carly sets a truck of hostages on fire. Okay, so we're done trying to paint her in a sympathetic light, right? No, we're still trying. She's okay. And get this, we're gonna find out that Sharon is the power broker. Right, yeah, I figured that out. No, you didn't. Who else would it have? This is a big twist that I wrote. Okay. So then Sam is gonna show up and he has this new...
Honestly, it was a bit of a surprise. I thought she was working for the power broker, but I was expecting the power broker to be a different person, a new character in the MCU. So yeah, to me it was a bit of a surprise because like, oh, yeah, right in front of our face all along.
New Captain America flight suit that the Wakandans made for him. Oh, he does? Yeah, this thing's great. He's fully protected except the top of his head where his brain is. Oh, protecting everything except your brain cage is tight. And so Sam's gonna have to save a helicopter full of hostages. Oh man, it's gonna be tough for him to take out the pilot and make sure the chopper doesn't crash. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, it turns out one of the kidnapped senators on board that very helicopter knows how to fly the helicopter, so she takes over. Oh, hey, yeah, that worked out great. It sure did. And so eventually Carly's gonna be trying really hard to kill Sam because she's a sympathetic character, and then Sharon's gonna shoot her dead, so it's very sad. Is it? And then Sam's gonna carry her body because it's definitely a sad moment, and then he's gonna talk to some senators. Oh, he is? Yeah, he's gonna be like, stop calling the Flag Smashers terrorists. Well, I mean, they literally used violence and intimidation against civilians in pursuit of political aims, which is, you know, the definition of terrorism. Sam's gonna tell them to not say that, and then he's gonna keep lecturing them for 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. And one of the senators gonna be like, okay, but logistically, what are we supposed to do here? And Sam's gonna be like, do better, Senator. Oh, you know, that does sound like it's gonna help a lot. It is. Wow, 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 wow. And so then Sam's gonna make sure that Isaiah's story gets told. Nice. And then Bucky's gonna go talk to Yuri and tell him what he did to his son. Oh, it's gonna be nice to see how that plays out. Then we cut away. Oh. Yeah, we get out of there fast. Kinda wish you let that moment breathe. Nope,
We get out of there fast. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I think I would have liked to have seen a bit more Bucky and Yuri at the very end. But hey, it's fun.
Already gone before we even get to see the moment I've been building up to all season. Okay. And then during the end credits, we're gonna have the title card say Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So that's gonna be a nice moment for Sam, you know? Hasn't Bucky's whole arc been about not being the Winter?
Yes. Wouldn't being called the Winter Soldier be like kind of a slap in the face to Bucky at this point? Isn't he trying to like get away from that life and embrace like a new life?
Winter Soldier anymore? Yeah, I guess I could have changed his title too, huh? Whoops. Whoopsie. So what do you think? Well, it sounds great.
Captain
I'm just
America
not sure about
Bucky.
that Baron Zemo dancing thing. That seems like a weird thing to include. Well, I keep seeing this gif of Thanos twerking online, so I feel like the internet's really gonna like it. Okay, I mean, we could include a second of it, and if people want more, we could release that online.
Release the Zemo cut movement paid off. Marvel officially releases Baron Zemo's full dance scene from Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's brilliant. So that was awesome. Ryan from Scream Rant's always a fucking crack up. But yeah, I'm going to go through my thoughts about the Falcon and Winter Soldier Series 1. Hopefully we get a Series 2. I'm not sure how these Marvel Disney Plus series are going to work because... I mean, how do we know that Falcon and Winter Soldier are both going to be in it, or are going to be on the same side, or are going to be, like, whatever, like, down the track? So, I don't know if we're going to see Season 2 of WandaVision, or if we're going to see Season 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. These might just be extended, like, movies, more or less. So I'm going to sort of break my review down into two sections. We're going to be talking about the characters and the plot. And I usually have a presentation on here, but it's a Marvel property. You know, the presentation's going to be awesome. The CGI was great. All the characters and everything looked amazing. There was no real character that comes to mind that, you know, didn't really live up to what their role was supposed to be. So Marvel always looks incredible when they do these shows. But we'll start with Falcon, or Sam Wilson. I think it's a bit of a sobering kind of series for Sam Wilson. I mean, he starts off in kind of a weird place because he's been given this shield and he doesn't think he deserves it. And he's kind of in this, not full-blown, like, emotional turmoil, but he's really up and down in his mind about where to go and what to do and who he is and what does all this mean and what is his responsibility. And that gets a lot deeper as the show goes on. So it's not until the really final scene that he sort of realizes his purpose and he gets that inspiration to, you know, go and start taking control of the situation. He's great throughout the entire show, but that last scene is obviously the big coming out party for the new Captain America, which is now Sam Wilson. But the acting was top notch and the writing for the character was top notch as well. Bucky felt like a bit of a backseat character at times, but I think that was okay given the story that we were telling, because Bucky was in the process of trying to, you know, get rid of all these demons from his past and seek forgiveness and go through his book and, you know, cross off the names and, you know, apologize and everything like that. So I don't think we needed to see all of that happening. I would have liked to have seen more with him and Nakajima at the very end, but I think his character arc was good because it calmed his world down. It's not like he had this, you know, secondary thing that's like, you know, occupying his time. Like, he's very quietly in the background doing what he needs to do to get where he needs to be. So I think it was a good balance between Bucky and Sam as far as, you know, how much we got from each of them, even though we didn't get as much of Bucky as we usually would. And I really enjoyed the comedy between those two characters. I've gone back and watched Civil War and Captain America Winter Soldier and just tried to sort of have another look at some of these characters, you know, and how they set things up. And this makes perfect sense. Bucky and Falcon have always kind of had that really good chemistry in the past, so great to see it continue on in this series. So as we get onto the villainous characters, Baron Zemo. Wow, this is a character that I didn't know I could be in the corner of, but I really enjoyed Baron Zemo in this movie. They gave him so much personality. I think it really caught everyone off guard just how formidable and entertaining the Zemo character could actually be. Definitely the highlight of the first part of the season, and just makes me more curious to see what's going to happen with all of these villains that are being collected on the raft. John Walker, the fake Captain America, played to perfection in this series. This character was so unlikable and despicable. It was like spitting on Captain America's grave by holding the shield and having this take no prisoners kind of attitude. But I gotta admit, at the very end, when we're in the final episode and you just hear him yell, "Morgenthau!
Morgenthau! Let's finish this."
Oh, and he comes walking in ready to like protect America. Like, he still had his core programming to defend his country, and you know, the Flag Smashers were a legitimate threat to that at this point here. So seeing him walk out and he's still just so determined to do something in a borderline psychotic kind of way, but they did an unbelievable job of making me root for fake Captain America at the end. I don't know where that character's going. Obviously they've made him into US agent, but when and where we're going to see him pop up again next, this is going to be very interesting. And since he shared scenes with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, gotta mention in here, I'm really excited to see who that character is and where it goes. I hear that people think it's Lady Hydra, but my go-to guy, old Eric Voss over on New Rockstars, reckons that was such a minor part of that character's history. I don't really care about that. I say make it Madam Hydra, because that's a really cool name, and if they're going to bring Hydra back into it, I'd love to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus as some sort of high-ranking Hydra official. But that character's really interesting as well, and some really good universe building in this series. The final villain in this was Carly Morgenthau. I think she was a pretty uninteresting and expendable, competent but expendable villain. I didn't really get a great deal of interest from that character. The plot was, you know, the plot was kind of interesting with how they were going about what they were doing, but didn't get a great deal of interest from Carly Morgenthau. I know there was a big rewrite where there was a pandemic storyline, and there was a lot more to do with Carly in the original cut. So there may have been a lot more, and that character might have just been a casualty of a rewrite, unfortunately. But with some Marvel things, you do have characters, villains especially, that are kind of expendable and, you know, have a shelf life and are a little bit, you know, self-destructive. So wasn't really upset of what happened with Carly or anything that happened with her during the series. She was just the foil for the two heroes, and at the end of the day, it was the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, not the Morgenthau and luscious long locks from Down Under show. In regards to the plot, I don't really have any complaints about the plot. It did feel at times like a bit of a generic action movie with the Flag Smasher storyline, and that was to kind of be expected with, you know, the fact that this is kind of like this team of like dudes that are here to like save the day. So that was to be expected, but it did seem a little bit ho-hum at times. But the way they tie it into the greater Marvel universe, it makes it all feel a little bit more important, because we're not just watching a standalone movie where something happened in the past and the borders are all screwed up and now they have to get fixed. We're watching the fallout of Thanos doing the snap and then the 5 years, and it's always interesting watching these Marvel movies and seeing how they use what they've built in other movies and TV shows and how they impact that on their future products. It's such great continuity, and it's the reason that I keep coming back to Marvel properties. Sam's journey with Isaiah Bradley was unbelievable. Sam's entire story arc in this was really interesting. Like I say, it wasn't like an overly enjoyable story arc because it was kind of a bit of an internal struggle, and he was really sort of not sure who he was throughout most of the series. But as we get to the end and we get to see the payoff with Isaiah getting his statue in the Captain America exhibit for, you know, being one of the first super soldiers, and really showing Isaiah that he hasn't been forgotten after the really great dialogue where he's talking about there being erased from history and things like that. Such a great ending to that storyline with Sam and Isaiah, and it really played in well to Sam's, you know, transition from being Falcon into being Captain America. Bucky finding his inner peace was a bit of a C plot at times. Like I mentioned earlier, it took a bit of a backseat most of the time. They told a great story building up to him confessing to Nakajima what happened to his son and that he murdered him while he was brainwashed as the Winter Soldier. Would have liked to got a bit more of that scene there, because I did actually enjoy that relationship between those two. But that really showed the worst part of Bucky having to go through the book and cross the names off the list, was him going to Nakajima. So a little bit disappointing we didn't see more of that, but it was that you could tell just from that story alone how difficult all this stuff that happened off screen for Bucky must have been. And the overall plot, like I say, was very action movie-like in the way that it was executed, but they did such a great job in this show of introducing new characters that are going to be very important to the future of the MCU. They fleshed out current characters. We had a lot of evolution with Sam and with Bucky as well. They did more great world building. We're setting up these villains that are all going to the raft. And of course, we learn more about the individual struggles that are facing the people in this post-Thanos snap world as well, which, you know, just adds more to the whole MCU experience. Like, everybody is experiencing this in different ways, and it kind of paints this complex world just like, you know, the real world. Everybody is handling things in a different way with what's going on with the pandemic and all that kind of thing. So this sort of mirrors that in showing that, hey, there were some people that this snap, or the blip, I think they're calling it, really, really deeply affected. There are some people who benefited from it. There were some people who didn't. There were some people who had certain things taken away. So great storytelling by Marvel as always. Julia Louis-Dreyfus coming into it is very intriguing. I can't wait to see what they do with US Agent. I'm looking forward to whatever's happening next time, where the heroes are about to win and US Agent comes walking through the door and everybody's like, John Walker, why? That's going to be really exciting. Bucky and Sam, what's going to happen with them from here? Are we going to get a season 2? Are we going to get a bit more of them in the cinematic universe as well? I think the characters have been fleshed out enough where people will want to see more Falcon and Winter Soldier, or Captain America and Bucky, I guess I should say. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 1. I recommend it. If you're on the fence about whether or not to watch it, you probably shouldn't be watching this video because we just spoiled the living shit out of it. But I'd be interested to find out what you guys think about this show. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking through the review as well. As always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.